Much love and respect from this side, with crazy, creepy videos straight out of Africa, positive energy and good vibes till the end. Let's dive in.
So you think Adam and Eve was the only one been eating the fruit? Okay, what was the fruit? Cause it's never been apple. You have no idea. That means you don't pay attention to God words. Look again, Genesis 2:17 KJV. But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die. Genesis 3:3 KJV. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. This fruit sounds really strange, right? But you know of it, watch. Genesis 3:6 KJV. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. Very interested, right? Because it said she see it good for food. Have you thinking it's food, right? Let's take a walk to understand something been said. Job 34:24 KJV. Hear my words, O ye wise men, and give ear unto me, ye that have knowledge, for the ear trieth words, as the mouth tasteth meat. Let us choose to us judgment, let us know among ourselves what is good. John 6:27 KJV. Labor not for the meat which perisheth, but for that meat which endureth unto everlasting life, which the Son of Man shall give unto you, for him hath God the Father sealed. 1 Corinthians 3:2 KJV. I have fed you with milk, and not with meat, for hitherto you were not able to bear it, neither yet now are ye able. Proverbs 23:6 KJV. Eat thou not the bread of him that hath an evil eye, neither desire thou his dainty meats. Now we need to get back to the fruit. Matthew 21:43 KJV. Therefore say I unto you, the kingdom of God shall be taken from you, and given to a nation bringing forth the fruits thereof. Galatians 5:22-23 KJV. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. You see, if you take time to study God's words, you would understand. This promise from God would be yours. Matthew 5:6 KJV. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled.
1 Samuel 15:20 to KJV. And Samuel said, Hath the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices, as in obeying the voice of the Lord? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams.
No, it is up to you. You can do what you think God want, or just follow his words as his command them. You see what happened to Adam and Eve.
Why it is that creatures like us get old and die. And the answer was basically this, that you have a genome that's complex. It's full of genes, but there aren't enough genes to have a gene for every trait that you have. In fact, they're a tiny fraction of the number of genes you would need to cover all of the various characteristics you have. So genes always do multiple things. And in the case when a gene does something that's very good for you when you're young, at some cost when you're old, selection tends to favor it, because you may not live long enough to suffer the cost. And so if you have the trait that makes you powerful when you're young, and you've got some cost that you're going to pay when you're old, but you're not going to live to get it, it may be a freebie, right? So selection sees early life much more clearly than it sees late life, and it prefers things that help you early, even at a cost of harming you late. That's the basic answer. It's called the antagonistic pleiotropy theory of senescence.
What? Yo, a monster very close to Earth is a neutron star formed when a massive, it has a diameter of about 19 kilo. Whoa, what the heck is this?
Guess where this sample came from? You won't believe it. Yeah, under your nails.
I was really fascinated by another thing that you were bringing up about working for yourself, that you feel that in the future, whether it's 50 or 100 years from now, virtually everyone is going to be working for themselves. And I believe the way you put it is that the information age is going to reverse the industrial age.
Yeah, if you go back to hunter-gatherer times, how we evolved, we basically worked for ourselves. We communicated and cooperated within tribes, but each hunter, each gatherer stood on their own and then combined their resources with the family unit. But there was no boss hierarchy
yeah.
where you're like the third middle manager down. In the farming age, we became a little bit more hierarchical as we had to run farms, but even those were still mostly family farms. It's industrial work with factories that sort of created this model of thousands of people working together on one thing and having bosses and schedules and times to show up.
Oh, I think that is very true what was being said, but you'd share your thoughts about it. What is this woman? What's up? Why is she this thin? Where is this place? Is she sick or this is a visitor from another place or what? Oh my god. Oh, look at this creature carefully. Does it look like a person? Is this a person or a visitor from another place? Huh. Oh my god. This is very Kiminoarui. What? Yo. She just looked like those aliens we have been seeing previously, the ones that were shot, only that she is a bit more elongated. Look at her bones, the structure of her neck. Oh my god. This looks like an exaggerated person with lesser meat in the body. But please help us to understand what this is. We still love them. We love people the way they are, but this one looks suspicious. Please, fellow Earthlings, help me to understand if this is also a fellow Earthling like us or what? Crazy. What is happening? This one is Kindiki fired this. Or this is the minister of what? The minister in a country in Africa. I think of internal security inspecting some guys here. Okay, what's up, sir? Oh my god, someone must. Wow, 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 wow. What's up with this guy? God!
It can be hard to see at first, but if we slow it down as the elevator door opens, you can catch a glimpse of a bizarre figure in the background.
Wait, was that a UFO? Oh my god, this is crazy.
Newspaper. So you want to know the meaning of each of the letter of the word newspaper? N stands for rod, E stands for east, W stands for west, S stands for south, P stands for past, A stands for and, A stands for present, E stands for event, then R stands for report. North, east, west, south, past and present, event, report.
Please, you have the right to disagree with that person and share your thoughts. What does newspaper mean? Is it true? Oh, and another place here, I don't know where. This seems like a CCTV footage. Yo, that guy left his car, but his car decided to left him. His car is driving itself. Oh my god. What's up with this car? Is this maybe an electric vehicle? Those that know cars, please tell us in the comment section what's up with this car. Whoa, was the car maybe on free gear or neutral? This guy will come and be very surprised. His car just went, man. Ah, here he comes. Oh, he may think someone just stole his car. Whoa. But where did the car go? I think it's on the other side of the road. Yo. Our guy here seems pretty surprised. Oh, what's up with my car, man? Did I leave someone inside or a ghost? Yo, some of these videos are not creepy, they're just funny and to understand how different people live, because how people value car in my country, you cannot dare to do such a
American people
thing.
need to understand what just happened. My Democrat colleague just asked the director of the FBI whether or not they are buying information about our fellow Americans, and the answer is, well, we'll just have to get back to you on that. It sounds really complicated, but I have other questions. I'm sitting here with my father. I will make certain that between the man sitting next to me and every person he knows and my ability to forever hold a grudge, that you will regret not following my direction. I am sitting here waiting for the call with my father. Sounds like a shakedown, doesn't it, Director?
I'm not going to get into commenting on that.
You seem deeply uncurious about it, don't you? Almost suspiciously uncurious. Are you protecting the Bidens?
Absolutely not. The FBI does not has no interest in
You won't answer the
protecting
question
anyone
about whether or not
politically.
that's a shakedown, and everybody knows why you won't answer it. Because to the millions of people who will see this, they know it is. And your inability to acknowledge that is deeply revealing about you. But let's go from the uncurious to the downright nosy. How many illegal FISA queries have occurred under your leadership of the FBI?
Well, there are reports that have come out with different numbers about compliance incidents.
More than 1 million illegal ones? Because that's what the Inspector General said. The Inspector General said that in the 3.4 million of these queries, more than 1 million were in error. Do you have any basis to disagree with that assessment by the Inspector General?
I'm not sure actually that's a correct characterization of the Inspector General's findings on that.
The internet will remind you of that in moments. But let's now go to what the court said. The court said it was over 200,000 that have occurred on your watch. Do you have any basis to disagree with that assessment?
Again, I don't have the number as I sit here right now. What I can
Seems like a number you should know. How many times the FBI is breaking the law under your watch, especially if it's like over 1 million, to not know that number? And I'm worried about your veracity on the subject as well. Play the video.
Letters for
You going to the
investigation
FISA
of
court?
the Capitol.
Or you
I don't
going-
believe FISA is remotely implicated in our investigation.
So there, Senator Lee's asking you whether or not FISA was in any way involved in your January 6th investigation, and you say no. Was that truthful?
I said that I did not believe it was.
Okay, so now let's pull up what the court said, which was something a little different than what you said. So here, nope, that's not the right one. Yeah, here we go. Right there, it says, the government has reported additional significant violations of the querying standard, including several relating to the January 6, 2021 breach of the Capitol. So I guess the question, Director Wray, is, did you not know when you were answering these questions that the FBI was engaging in these illegal searches, or did you perjure yourself to Senator Lee?
I certainly didn't perjure myself. At the time that I testified in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee, I didn't have that piece of information. I will add...
Well, that was a court order. You didn't have that piece of information because the court hadn't yet rendered a judgment. Did you not know when you gave the untruthful answer before Senator Lee that this was going on?
It was a truthful answer. I did not believe FISA had been involved in the January 6th
But it was. So you didn't... The answer is the FBI has broken so bad that people can go and engage in queries that when you come before the Congress to answer questions, you're like blissfully ignorant. You're blissfully ignorant as to the unlawful queries. You're blissfully ignorant as to the Biden shakedown regime. And it just seems like it gets into a kind of a creepy place as well. Go to our next image on what the court said. Like, just so the American people realize, the court has smacked you down, ruling FBI personnel apparently conducted queries for improper personal reasons. People were looking themselves up, they were looking their ex-lovers up. Who has been held accountable or fired as a consequence of the FBI using the FISA process as their like creepy personal snoop machine?
There have been instances in which individuals have had disciplinary action and who are no longer with it. I can't get into it here, but we can follow back up with you.
Don't you see that that's kind of the thing, Director Wray, that you preside over the FBI that has the lowest level of trust in the FBI's history? People trusted the FBI more when J. Edgar Hoover was running the place than when you are. And the reason is because you don't give straight answers. You give answers that later a court deems aren't true. And then at the end of the day, you won't criticize an obvious shakedown when it's directly in front of us. And it appears as though you're whitewashing the conduct of corrupt people.
Respectfully, Congressman, in your home state of Florida, the number of people applying to come work for us and devote their lives working for us is up over 100%.
We're deeply proud of them, and they deserve better than you.
Under the
People